class, this is Professor Bruck. I wanted to show you how to navigate this course after you log in from our homepage. This way you can easily access everything you need in the class from the readings, discussions, and formal writing assignments. When you log in and click on the course, you'll arrive at our homepage, which is what we're looking at right now. Already you are simply a click away from a lot of useful information for this class. The home page includes the class title, a reminder to check our weekly announcements every Friday, a link to the Start Here module, links to the weekly modules, which are the heart of the class. There they are. We'll go over these in a minute. A link to the class discussion board, the syllabus, the schedule, and the ways that you can contact me. Let's go over those weekly modules. You should notice that the course is divided up into weeks. We've got week 1, week 2, week 3, etc. And the dates represent the deadlines you need to pay attention to. I did this so that when you log in, you have those dates immediately in front of your face. So you don't have to go clicking around to find out when assignments are due. In this course, our due dates are always on Thursdays, unless otherwise indicated in the syllabus or represented on the home page. Let's click on week 1 and see what we find. The content we see when we click on week 1 should match what you see on your syllabus. Each week's activities are divided into sections, readings and presentations, and what's due. This course uses open educational resources, which is OER for short, which means you don't have to buy any textbooks or other materials to successfully complete the course. Everything is provided for you with links to readings, presentations, and videos. So let's go back up and I'll show you. There we go. Okay, so because the material though is coming from multiple outside sources, sometimes the links change without notice. So if you come across a link that goes nowhere, I need you to let me know right away so I can change it. Week 1 is text heavy with good reason. It's to explain the components to you as you view them for the first time. As we move through the page, we start with a welcome message and encouragement to go through the Start Here if you haven't already. We've got direct links to the syllabus, schedule, academic success center, and the general discussion forum. You'll scroll down for an explanation of OER, and about midway down, you'll get to the activities. Let's take a look at the readings and presentations for the week. The first thing I have my COMP107 students complete, both online and face-to-face, is the first day writing sample. It's a short timed writing. You'll need to allow up to 45 minutes to complete a short essay on the question that changes from semester to semester. The writing sample is not graded and no one is penalized for not finishing it. However, I use it to see what my students' writing strengths and weaknesses are to tailor the class to suit their needs. Also, every so often the student is misplaced and sometimes needs to be moved up or down. I try to get this writing sample out of the way first thing so that if I do need to make a change, I can do so before all of the comp sections have been filled. Again, it's rare, but it happens occasionally, so I like to get this off our plates right away. After that, you'll see our readings and presentations and a video for the week. Usually the material reflects what you'll be writing on, but this first week, it's introductory stuff. How to send an email, professors' pet peeves, how to succeed in college, an introduction to the Academic Success Center. There it is. Who are really our partners in this course. And a video that asks why knowing how to write is important. Once you've gone through all of those materials, you're ready to complete the assignments. This week is pretty light. Just an introduction to the Hello, My Name Is discussion forum and a discussion that's linked to the ideas from the video, Why Become a Better Writer. Discussions and activities, here they are. Discussions and activities are an important component of the course. I expect you to submit to a majority of these participation exercises with 100 words or more to meet the minimum in the labor-based grading contract, which you should be familiar with already. The deadlines are firm, but I keep them open for 1 week to allow for late work, then they close. For details on allowances, check out the syllabus. Okay, let's go back to our home page again. In the left-hand menu, you'll see Home, announcements, assignments, and grades. Click on home to return to the home page, and then, which is what we just did. And then just a side note, announcements is where our weekly announcements live. Please check those at least every Friday for reminders. If you'd like a sneak peek at all of the assignments, discussions, and activities required for the course, you can click on assignments. See them right here. And you can see that they're here, they're by date, and you can also show them by type too. So the major assignments are those paragraphs and essays. All 7 of these are required in order to pass the course. We've also got these are the optional assignments to improve your contract grade. So those you can check out. And these are all of our discussions and activities. Okay. Go back to our home page. Okay, so let's take a look at one of those assignments. So let's jump to week 3, which is when our first major assignment is due, which is paragraph number 1. This week is pretty typical. This is a pretty typical week in Comp 107. The readings and presentations that will be practiced and evaluated, and the discussions, activities, and written assignment. This week, the reading is on the topic that the first assignment explores, that Ms. Dennis School of Writing. So this is about an influential teacher or coach, and that's what you guys will be writing on. And the presentation shows students how to structure a developmental paragraph and how to write a description. So this is essential material to have down before attempting the discussion activity and first paragraph assignment. So always do the readings and watch the presentations first. Let's click on that paragraph number 1 assignment. Here we go. As always, it's important to read and follow those directions. And as you can see, this is a 1-paragraph assignment, so it's not a multi-paragraph essay, right? And the word count should fall between 250 to 350 words. I always provide a word count to help students with the scope of their papers. 250 to 350 words is not a lot of room, which means that the topics need to be really specific. A lot of students are under the mistaken understanding that more words make for a better paper. And sometimes I receive work from students that ignore the word count and double or even triple it. Don't do that. More is not better. And that simply shows me that the student either didn't read or chose to ignore the directions. The rest of the directions called for the paragraph to follow the descriptive format, which can be found in the presentations for anyone who needs a review. So when we get to the topic, I hope you'll see that it's linked to that reading, that Ms. Dennis reading. If you're unclear about the topic, you probably want to reread that selection. I often think it's a good idea to take a look at the assignment before reading the selections, just so you can start thinking about your own responses as you read. It's a great way to start working with ideas. This is probably a good time to remind you that you are not to quote or paraphrase from anything in the readings or use any outside sources. This is really important because for the bulk of this class, I want you to work on developing your own voices without the interference from anyone else on the outside. The exception to this is our last assignment, essay number 4, where you'll learn how to incorporate outside material that I provide into your own writing. But for now, stay away from quoting or paraphrasing anyone or anything. Focus on your own ideas, experiences, and observations. Down at the bottom of the assignment is a reminder that this, as well as all of the other formal written assignments, it's going to be automatically submitted to Turnitin. Turnitin checks for similarity between your work and outside work, including online content and other student essays. You can click on the presentation to learn why it's a helpful tool for college students, because your work should be written in 100% your own words. Your Turnitin score should be 0% similarity. Sometimes it's 1 or 2%, but usually the vast majority of these papers are 0%. When you're ready to submit your assignment, check that similarity score. If it's over 0%, click on the bubble to see why Turnitin thought it was similar to someone else's work. If you need to make a change, you can. The last submission you submit is the one that I read. For our major assignments, I do have a late policy, since they're all required to be handed in to be eligible to pass the class. Late credit is up to 48 hours after the deadline, and missed is anything turned in after that 48 hours. Ignored is anything that hasn't been submitted at all. Anyone with ignored major assignments is ineligible to pass the class. And I wanted to show you this submission checklist, which is really for you guys, so that you can check to make sure that you have all of the non-negotiables on your paper. And if you do, if you've got this checklist completed, you should earn full credit, and you turn this in on time, you should earn full credit on your major assignments and adhere to the labor-based grading contract. Okay, let's go back to home. As always, if you have any questions about navigating the course, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. I encourage you to ask in the general discussion forum, which is down here. If you scroll, there it is. Actually, let's click on it. Only because if one person is confused, chances are that others are too and would benefit from your question and my reply. So if you need to reach out about your grade though, or a personal issue, you can just message me through Canvas inbox. Happy writing, everyone.